Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Cardboard Coach Neil, and I want to do a video response to a channel I just found out about. I'm not just doing a video response for a contest, but he actually has some real good content I like, and so all three of these are basically guys that just talk about cards, talk about a story here and there, and keeping it real simple, and that's kind of stuff I like to watch. And so let's get started with that. First, you guys I know most of you know about Cash Cards, Rob at Cash Cards. One of his buddies, Peacemaker Cards, puts out real good videos, and he had I've been watching him since, for the past couple of months since I've been doing content, but I don't think I ever mentioned him, and it's just real good stuff. Easy to listen to, shows some nice vintage Cincinnati Red stuff. I think is the most stuff that he collects. But who doesn't like looking at baseball cards? So check him out, Peacemaker Cards. The second is Brad's Vintage Collection. Now, Brad's Vintage Collection is a newer channel, recommended by, a YouTube heavyweight. And so I checked it out. Just to see, and I was impressed. I think he only has 3 or 4 videos, but I liked them. And one of the things I liked about it, this is more of a sentimental reason, I guess. His favorite card in his collection, I know he's doing a 56 Hall of Fame run, but his favorite card is a 56 Hank Aaron. That happens to be mine, but it doesn't end there. The similarity is kind of cool. He received that as a gift on Christmas when he was 13, and that's what happened with me as well. Now, mine was probably a few years before him, but it was a card I had wanted at Joe's Dugout. I had saved for, and when I went back to buy it, it was gone. And as it turns out, my mom bought the same card for me that Christmas, and it's my favorite card in my collection. It's a keeper. There's no question. And the third channel is the guy I'm doing the video response for, and that's Mike's Mr. October and More. Again, these are smaller channels. Boutique seems to be the popular thing being talked about on YouTube. So whether it's grading or channels. So yeah, these are 3 smaller channels that I think you'd all enjoy. I'm going to put them in the description. And now let's do the video response. Okay, so the video response, Mike had posed a question: who is your favorite player, not in the Hall of Fame, one from the past and one from the present? Now, this was actually kind of simple for me. I'll start with the past, and I'm a Phillies guy, so got to go with Greg Luzinski. This is his 1975 SSPC. Actually, I do like this set. I have the entire Phillies team set. I pulled Luzinski out just to show it to you, but Luzinski probably, I mean, he's right up there with Mike Schmidt and Pete Rose. I can't use Mike Schmidt because he's in the Hall of Fame. I think Rose will be, but Luzinski had more of a tenure with the Phillies. He was brought up way back in 1971. Here's his rookie. Real good. You might say a Scott Reed rookie as well. But yeah, this is a one of my favorite cards in the collection. It's just, nice card. Luzinski, had a really nice career. He was, all-star several times. He was a couple years in the mid to late 70s. He was right up there in the MVP race. Good hitter. I think he finished with just over 300 homers, most of which came with the Phillies. Not a Hall of Famer, and nor do I think he should be, but he is a fan favorite. And actually, for anyone that does ballpark tours, all the Philly guys know. But for those who do ballpark tours and get stadiums checked off their list, Citizens Bank Park is tremendous. Great food, and if you go there, go to Bull's Barbecue, he'll sign a card just like this one. This is a 1972 O-Pee-Chee, and Greg has a great signature. He's easy to talk to. He just sits there right next to the Bull's Barbecue. That's his nickname, by the way, the Bull. And for those who didn't know, but yeah, Luzinski, just a fan favorite, nice guy. I love this guy. I got something kind of cool. His 1973, I think I showed this before. This is his actual 1973 Topps contract. And, it's, $75. So he got $75 to be featured on the card. I have a 73. I just dug these out and I saw this as well. So I'm going to show that. But that's a pretty cool piece. This is from the Topps vault when they had started. And a lot of stuff was going really, really expensive. This was surprisingly, well, actually not surprisingly, this is dirt cheap. But it's just a cool piece. Great Topps logo up there. And Luzinski signed contract. And also 1976 Kellogg's. 76 was I think like a point in the Phillies tenure in the 70s where it kind of started and obviously culminated with a 1980 World Championship, the first in team history. So that's my favorite player of the past that is not in the Hall of Fame. Going to continue to the future. This was kind of a toss-up between Mike Trout and Kyle Schwarber, but since I'm a Phillies guy, I'm going to go with Schwarber. This is a sapphire. I'm not a big modern, ultra modern or shiny card collector, but I will admit these things are kind of cool. I pick them up here and there when I'm set up at a show. Just, one of the dealers, he might show me a couple Phillies he has. He had this one, I think it was $1. And it is cool. I mean, I will say that. Schwarber is a fan favorite. Of course, we have Bryce Harper and people love him, but there's something about a Schwarbomb, and hopefully he stays in Philly, that drives the fans crazy. He can definitely hit them. And I'll tell you what, it's too early to say, but, Schwarber, he's putting together a pretty nice year. I mean, and a pretty nice career, I mean. So that's one Kyle Schwarber. The other one's a top pristine. It came this way as well. It's numbered. Not that I really care, but it's numbered as 75. And I bought this at a show as well. Same dealer, different show. But a couple years back when the Phillies were playing the Astros in the World Series, I kind of got like a little itch to card. So those are my two lone examples of Kyle Schwarber. And he is my favorite present day player that is not in the Hall of Fame. And listen, I'm going to put those channels up in my description. Hopefully you enjoyed this content, and you guys take care.